A long time ago as a little kid, I was introduced to stuffed cabbage and I loved it. And then I came across a Polish Jewish family and they made it sweet. There's a secret ingredient that we're going to be adding and you'll see it come up in a little bit and you're going to go, what? So what I decided to do, since we're in the middle of winter and we're doing soups, let's turn it into a soup. And this is going to be a sweet soup. We've got a secret ingredient and we're going to show that to you in just a little bit. As a matter of fact, let's take a look at our ingredients. We're going to start out with half a cup unsalted butter, and we're going to do salt and pepper to taste. Also a pound of ground beef. I'm using 90% lean, some onion chopped, minced garlic, our cabbage. This is a whole head of cabbage and I cut it up into about 1.5 inch pieces. Also some carrots. It's going to give it a little bit of sweet flavor. Naturally, we need rice because that would normally go into the stuffing of stuffed cabbage. And then I'm going to use tomato sauce, and I'm also going to use a 28-ounce can of crushed tomatoes. Now, we're going to add some brown sugar. Yes, brown sugar to the soup, bay leaves, and parsley. I'm not using fresh parsley today. I'm cheating. I'm just going to go ahead and use the dried parsley. And then here is our secret ingredient. Should we tell them what it is now? Can they guess what it is? Can you guess what it is? Yes, it's raisins. We're going to get started first by sautéing the onions. All right, I've started my pan at a medium-high heat. And I'm going to add in the butter. Already got a good medium-high heat. Let's throw in our onions. And we'll saute the onions until they become soft and translucent. This should take about 4 to 5 minutes. Now we're going to add the beef, and I'm going to break it up into little pieces. Now, you can break it up as small as you want. I'm going to leave a couple of big chunks in there. Normally, when I make stuffed cabbage, I chop it up real fine, so it kind of looks like, taco meat almost. I don't know the correlation between tacos and a Polish soup, but you get the point. Anyhow, I'm going to leave a couple of big chunks in there just so we can have some flavor and we can have a little bit of texture. This should only take about 4 or 5 minutes. Our next additions are going to be the garlic, some black pepper, and the bay leaf. So there we have the garlic. Now we go to the black pepper. Again, of course, I'm using fresh black pepper, as I always do. And we'll put in our bay leaf, give it a quick little rub. Try not to break it. And just a quick gentle stir to make sure that we incorporate all of the different spices and distribute them evenly. This process is only going to take a minute, so don't go way too far. Okay, I'm going to add in our 4 cups of beef broth. I'm going to increase the heat so we can bring it to a boil. And then I'm going to go ahead and add the cabbage. Now, the cabbage gets added before any of the tomato product. And here's the reason why. Cabbage will soften up nicely in the boiling broth. But if you add the tomato when you're starting it out, the tomato has acidity. And that acidity will make it a little tough. So that's why we do it first, so we can get a nice soft texture on the cabbage. We'll do that in just a bit. Well, we've got our broth boiling, so now it's time to stir in the carrots and the cabbage. So I'm going to start with the carrots first, since we want to get those in there. And now, oh my goodness, look how much cabbage we have. Okay, at this point, we've got it full of cabbage. I'm going to poke it down into the broth a little bit. I'm going to reduce the temperature so we can bring down the boiling broth. I'm going to cover it, and I'm going to let it simmer for about 10 to 15 minutes. I'll check on it in 10, and that way we can see if the cabbage is nice and tender. So let's cover it up. Okay, now I realize I said 10 to 15 minutes, and the cabbage should be tender. For some reason, mine took a little bit longer tonight, so mine, I let it cook for 30 minutes, and it is fairly tender right now. So we're going to add in our tomatoes. We're going to add in our brown sugar. And I'm going to add in our raisins, the secret ingredient. A lot of you may go, whoa, that's pretty weird. Trust me on this one. Now, if you don't like sweet stuff, yes, you can not put in the brown sugar. You don't have to put in the raisins. But this is going to make a very interesting flavor. And the very first time I had it, it was so different. I fell in love with stuffed cabbage all over. I know it sounds like a commercial, doesn't it? I'm going to go ahead and stir this in real good, mix it up. And we're going to let this stew for about 15-20 minutes. And then we'll come back and we'll add the rice. It's at this stage that we are going to go ahead and put in the rice and a bunch of parsley. I would have preferred to use fresh parsley, but I just couldn't locate a store, believe it or not, that had any, so I went ahead and used my dry parsley stock. We're going to let this sit and simmer. I'm going to cover it up. Should be about 20 minutes or so, and we'll check on the rice. At long last, we get to taste some wonderful, delicious soup. I'm going to go ahead and put this in a bowl. We'll take a good look at it and enjoy it. I'm ready to taste test this now to see if it comes even close to the recipe I remember. Delicious. Good to the last bite. Let me know if you made it. Put it in the comments. If you like today's video, give it a like, and absolutely please subscribe. It helps the channel grow. Thanks for watching. I'm gonna go eat.